Hi my loves, it is currently 6 o'clock at the, wait, it's not actually nighttime and I'm aware of that, but like it's so dark out and it's been dark all day. This entire day has felt like one eternal really long night that sounded super emo, whatevs. And I'm drinking coffee at 6 p.m. because that is the kind of day that I've had. It's actually been like a super long, stressful day. Like, no lie, can we be real for a minute? Today has been a really bad day, and yesterday was a really bad day. And honestly, I was just thinking to myself, like, what can I do to make myself feel better? And I thought that like laying around all day in my sweatpants and like drinking coffee and eating junk food was the answer, and it's not. I love talking to you guys so much, so I thought that today would be the perfect day to film my monthly favorites because it would put me in a better mood, and I just want to talk to you guys and share my favorites for the month. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to get started with my fashion favorites. I'm going to do a little outfit of the day, and let me know if you guys like this, because I can start doing this in every single one of my monthly favorites videos where I actually show the pieces on. A lot of the times the pieces that I mention, I then show in lookbooks or something, like I got them for the sake of a lookbook, styled them for that reason, and that's kind of how I fell in love. But today I thought I would also share a little outfit of the day, and the dress that I'm showing in this video is actually from Gwynnie B. You guys know about Gwynnie B. I talk about them so frequently, and it's just because it is one of my personal favorite sources for plus size clothing. Essentially what you do is, for less money than like buying a full priced item, you can rent clothing through them, and dependent on their various plans, you can have a certain amount of items out every single time that you rent from them. You wear the pieces as many times as you want, and you can either send them back or you can buy them for a discounted price. So I love them so much. I found a lot of pieces that I know I personally never would have gone for, like this dress. Honestly, really bright, really patterned for me, and I honestly would have looked at this and passed on it in store, but because I used a service, I got it in and I got to style it, and I wound up having a really fun time pairing it with other pieces in my closet. So this would definitely be one of my favorites of the month. This is the second time I have actually worn this dress. The first time that I've styled it like this, but I'm obsessed with it, and I thought I would show you guys how I would wear it. For Gwynnie B, I have a great deal for you guys down below, and again, I know so many of you know about them, but they are just one of my faves. They will be my probably lifetime plus size fashion fave until the day that I die. It's just such a nice way to kind of push yourself out of your fashion comfort zone, discover brands you may have never known about before, and just kind of try new things in fashion and expand your wardrobe for a lot less than it would be to buy each and every item individually. And then who even knows how many times you would wear it, right? Like, I'm really bad about wearing things once and then never wearing them again. So this way you can try new things and it doesn't crowd your closet. So again, I will have them linked down below. And now I'm going to get into my beauty favorites. So in terms of hair this month, and you might be looking at me and thinking, are those dry shampoo patches? No, this is the remnants of the silver that I put in my hair at the beginning of this month. And honestly, it faded so insanely fast. And part of me was kind of glad about it. I wasn't 100% committed to it. But as you can see, I'm right back to blonde. So I know a lot of you were asking about this really cool tone blonde. It was silver, it's just faded to blonde. I think it's still kind of silvery in certain areas. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna let my hair do its thing, and we're gonna support it in its time of need. However, I do have a lot of makeup favorites since I did experiment a lot with makeup this month. One thing that you will see a Yas or Trash Tuesday on, which by the way, so glad you guys like the series so far. I think it's really fun, and it's something I've wanted to do for a while. I just was waiting to like get the guts to do it. The fact that it was such a positive response is so great. But I do have a Yas or Trash Tuesday coming on this, as well as a mini tutorial in that video, but I will go ahead and kind of give you a little teaser. It is a Yas. I really like this palette, and I used it several times once I realized that I did like it. I used something else today, but I have used this several days in a row now. The pigmentation on this is just really great. The color selection in here is amazing. And if you want a full review with the pros and the cons and who it's good for, I will of course have that up super shortly so you guys can see it. But just to give you a little sneaky peeky, here is kind of some quick swatches. It is a gorgeous palette. I got it on sale for $9 at Walgreens, and honestly, I am shocked that I have found a drugstore palette that I like this much. So this has been a huge favorite. This is the Revlon Not Just Nudes palette in the shade 01 Passionate Nudes. I don't even think that I said the name of it. Probably not. In terms of face products, I keep going back and forth with this, and I know I shouldn't mention this because I have talked about this product a lot, so I'm not going to go in depth, but I just quickly need to sing the praises of this foundation one last time. This is the Superstay Better Skin Foundation. I have been testing so many high-end foundations out. During the Sephora VIB sale, which I will have a haul coming on what I got, but during the Sephora VIB sale, I actually bought my like holy grail $50 Lancome foundation because I could get it for a discount and I haven't had it in a while. And I wound up returning it because I do not like it as much as I like this $10 foundation from the drugstore. This is the best foundation I've ever used in my entire life, hands down. It has taken me a few months to get to this point with this, but it is my favorite. If Maybelline ever discontinues it, I will probably lose my shit. So
please don't do that, so I don't have to have an emotional breakdown.
I have mine in the shade 20 or Classic Ivory. I just will never get over how good this foundation is, how flawless the coverage is, how beautiful the finish is, and the way that it wears on my skin is unlike anything I have ever witnessed in my entire life. I can wear this for an entire night. Like, I have slept in this foundation and it doesn't move. So I will shut up about it because I know a lot of you already know that I love it, but I just love it. Another thing I'll shut up on, because again, I've talked about it a lot, is the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Berry and More. And I go back to this blush a lot. I kind of forgot about the Milani Baked Blushes for a little bit, and this is an oldie, but it still is such a goodie. It looks so warm on the hand, but honestly, when you get it on the cheeks, it's such a beautiful, like, plummy, pinky shade with a ton of shimmer, and it just brings the entire face to life. I love it so much. And again, another drugstore product that is my fave. If you guys want to see like a drugstore version of like my fall makeup bag, I was kind of thinking about doing like a full face drugstore makeup tutorial showing my absolute drugstore must-haves. Let me know if you guys want to see that, and I will totally do one. Now that I'm pale, I'm still using the same bronzer I have been using, but the reason I wanted to mention this is because I am using it with a new brush. A lot of you have been commenting on the bronzer lately. I know that sometimes I get heavy-handed with it. I never pretend that I don't, but I often like the way that it looks, and that's just me personally. If you don't, that's totally cool. But I recently have switched over to this brush from LoeyLane Nickel, and I have an entire video coming on these brushes because I really freaking like them. And this is a blush brush that you can get in one of their Master Pro kits. I will link it down below, the entire kit, but I think you can get this brush like as just one singular brush, and they're not very expensive. This brush and the way that it's tapered towards the end, I do think it would be great for blush, but I haven't used it for that. I have used it exclusively for contour, and it just gets really lightly into the hollows of my cheeks. I can drag it up and onto the temple with this very same brush because it's kind of flat on the other side. So I've really been enjoying this for contour. I've been using it non-stop here recently. These two together are just a perfect match because this brush is ultra soft. It doesn't pick up a ton of this product, and the way that it disperses it is just really natural looking. Speaking of brushes, recently I actually switched over to a new blush brush, and I have been using my, actually, where is she? My IT Cosmetics Boutique brush. Here you are. This is the French Boutique blush brush. I've been using this for a while, and honestly, I just like to try new things sometimes. So I had this in my like arsenal of brushes. I washed it really recently because I had never used it before, and this is the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Wand Ball Powder in number 8. This puts on blush like it's nothing. Like, it honestly gives you such a soft and airbrushed effect, and then I can kind of go in with the more tapered side and blend between my blush and my bronzer to give a more seamless effect. I love this. It's super soft. I just like the way that it puts on product a lot. And you will see this in my Sephora haul, but I have been using this the last like half of this month. This is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, and this is their liquid liner in Mad Max Brown. I just really like this eyeliner, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't necessarily know that it's worth the price tag, but I have it in my arsenal now, and it is just a really nice dark brown liner. I quite like the felt tip because I can do a cat eye really easily with it, and I feel like as it's breaking in, it's definitely easier to use, but there's sort of a learning curve with this, and I don't really know that I would pay that kind of money again because dark brown liners are everywhere, you know what I mean, and I just don't feel like it's that special, but I do like it right now. I also started using again this month my Rimmel Lash Accelerator mascara. This is, wait, it's not a mascara, it's just a serum with some sort of crap to like boost your lashes. So I used this when I was living at my old townhouse, and I wound up really liking it. I wanted to do a whole video on it. I was like documenting my progress with this because I genuinely do feel like, and I'm not just saying this, they did not ever send this to me. They have no clue. Well, Rimmel kind of knows who I am. Like, we're friends sometimes, but they didn't send this to me, you know what I mean? I wound up losing it, and I completely forgot about the video. So I bought a new one, and I just remembered why I like this so much. I don't know if it really does grow your lashes or if it just nourishes them. so that they are at their best. I don't know if they're healthy and so they look longer to me or something, but I do feel like they're in a really good place. I've been trying out a lot of new mascaras lately, and I just wanted to make sure I was babying my lashes so they didn't come out in clumps, basically, which happens to me a little bit too frequently. I can be rough when taking off my makeup, so. But yeah, I have been using this a ton. The wand on it is actually pretty funky, and it's just like this little spiral guy. It's like a little plastic end, and then on the opposite side you get this little brush tip, and I go on the backs of my lashes with that. If it gets into your eyes, it will water and like not burn, but it will make your eyes water like a mother. But I really like it. I do think it works, and if you are experiencing trouble with your lashes, I think I would recommend it. I just leave it on overnight, by the way. So I do have a couple of lip products to mention. A lot of the lip products that I've been loving this month I did mention in last month's favorites video, but I have been using again the Milani Color Statement formula, and they sent me a lot of these, and I've also bought a lot of these. They are probably my favorite drugstore lip formulation. So I wanted to show you two colors I used more than once this month. The first one is Matte Blissful, and I found myself using this a lot this past spring. Now I really like it because I think it's just something a tiny bit different. It's cool toned, so it's different from my usual neutrals, but it's not like bubblegum pink, you know, it's a little bit lilac-y. I actually am a huge fan of this, and I think it's a different color while not really straying away from the neutral category. You know what I'm saying? The other one that I wore several times this month, and most of it was off like camera and off social media and stuff, but I would even put this on when I wore no makeup or just BB cream and like mascara or something, because the way that it brightens up your face is so gorgeous. This shade is called Uptown Mauve, and there is nothing mauve about it. It is a berry shade. It almost looks fuchsia at first, but it really has a very strong kind of purpley berry undertone that is gorgeous for this time of year. So that is actually my final makeup favorite. So many of you have been commenting on my nails, and honestly, my nails have been in a really good place. And of course today they're not painted, but it's like one of the only days this month they haven't been. So I can completely chalk it up to the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel formula. I thought this was going to be 100% a gimmick. This stuff you have to like let it cure in natural sunlight. It doesn't cure with like UV light or anything. I haven't tried it with a UV light. I probably should get one, because today I was gonna paint my nails again, but it was really cloudy, and so I knew it wouldn't cure. It's no joke with that, by the way. One time I tested it, the first time I tested it actually, I like let it sit on my nails overnight, because usually I paint my nails at nighttime, and I was like, it doesn't have to cure in the sun. They're so full of crap. It stayed wet until the next morning, so it's no joke. But this stuff is so good. It wears unlike anything. I wore it for 7 days straight, and I had one chip. I was so impressed. And then on the 8th day, I had a ton more chips. So if you see my nails looking a little bit rough, honestly, I just didn't have time to repaint them. I've been dealing with a sick cat and other things. So the shade that I've been loving the most this month is called Combustible. Don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's like a teal purple navy duochrome that is just so freaking beautiful. And again, it just looks so great and lasts forever. Oh, I nearly forgot. This is the Smith's Minted Rose Lip Balm. I bought this in Anthropologie a while back, and I completely forgot about it, and I found it at my desk really recently, and I'm sure I stashed it there with intentions to use it. But it is a very, it's not really even like tinted. It's kind of pinky, but it doesn't look pink on the lips. It's just like a rosy, minty lip balm. That's all it smells like. My lips are really chapped right now. The weather is finally starting to change here in Texas, so it is getting chilly. My skin is getting the worst end of the stick, so I've been using that a ton to kind of calm my lips down, and that is really it for my favorites video, you guys. I feel kind of bad because normally I like to mention lifestyle favorites in these. You know, I like to mention kind of miscellaneous things to make them a little bit more realistic. One of my favorites is totally this Christmas tree. I have not decorated her yet, but her name is Cynthia. Just decided her name was Cynthia just now, but as you can see, she is from Walmart, and she is a white tree with pre-lit rainbow lights, and I like her way better than any other tree I've ever seen in my entire life, so we're keeping her. We're gonna decorate her with pastel ornaments. But honestly, most of my lifestyle favorites I mentioned last month because I filmed my October favorites video halfway through November. A lot of those favorites I just haven't had time to get sick of, you know what I mean? So I still love all the songs from last month. I still love a lot of the movies and stuff that I mentioned. So hopefully that doesn't disappoint you too terribly much. I'll be back at you next month with some new things. Oh, I will say the Michael Buble Christmas album, finally, I popped it out like November 17th. I was getting my not my very first, that's a lie. I got my very first peppermint mocha when I was in New York. Oh, I want to address this really quickly. The vlogs, they have not gone away. So many of you are like, where are the vlogs? Are you not vlogging anymore? Where is all that footage? I filmed so much stuff, but for some bizarro reason, over the course of a few days, a lot of the footage that I had was corrupt. And I have to trick my computer into thinking it's not corrupt, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And it is so weird. So I've already scrapped like 3 or 4 vlogs because they're so corrupt I can't use them, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my computer. I don't know if it's like my camera. So I'm gonna figure it out, I promise. Vlogs will come back. I am going to do Vlogmas. I don't know how that's gonna work because I do still have some vlogs I wanna get up. They're still really good vlogs. You know, I took them when I was with my friends and when I was in New York and when I was doing fun stuff, and it's stuff that I want to put on the internet. I don't know what I'm going to, so forgive that. They will be back, but the Michael Buble Christmas album I broke out because I got my second official peppermint mocha of the year, and it just felt very Christmassy. It was very chilly, so yeah, I broke it out. So that would be a huge favorite. But oh, and I have been binge watching The Office a lot, so that is a huge favorite. I'm almost done with it. I'm not really ready. I'm on season 8 now. I talked to some of you guys on Twitter about this, but I'm not gonna like spoil it for anyone who wants to watch it because it is literally the best show, the best show. Like, here's Friends, here's The Office for me. They are so close. I love The Office. Actually, okay, here's Friends, here's House, and here's The Office. So yeah, I really love it so much, but I don't like the direction that the show is going in now, and I can kind of understand why it ends in the next season. So yeah, I have to go, you guys. I gotta go to dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed this favorites video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I will list and link everything that I mentioned in this video down below, and I think that's it. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!